Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think Supervisor Colfax, the point that he brought about that there's just a whole lot of folks in this county that don't really want any economic development. And you can't ignore that, because probably our main job here, outside of trying to run the county policy, is to represent our constituents. And when you have a lot of constituents say, hey, we don't want anything, you can't ignore that fact. And so how do you keep, for instance, your attendance at the schools at least up to a level point, and keep a job force working so there's a job force out there to support those people that don't want anything happen, but yet they want the services. So it's, they want it all, and everybody wants it all. We're, as far as policies, and I keep hitting on these policies, we're the local, besides the federal and state decisions that happen in Mendocino County, we are the local result of NAFTA. Mendocino County, there's probably no county that sticks out there that has a more definite effect on the local result. You go to Washington, or you go to every place, and everybody touts what a great thing NAFTA is, until you come back home and see how it's effective. It's devastated our workforce. I mean, it's really sickening to me to think that right now, most of the lumber going through here, the valley here, is coming from Canada, and yet the Douglas fir, which is our main harvestable species in this area, greater than redwood, is virtually not worth enough to even pay a harvest plan to forget about the operation of taking the logs out of the woods. We just had our last full service Douglas fir mill shut down for the last 2 months. Why? Because we can't compete with the foreign wood being brought in. But yeah, Canada can ship all the wood in here they want, but we won't take their cheaper drugs. I don't understand that. But my point is, we're the local result of NAFTA, and NAFTA hasn't been good. Now at the state level, here just recently, we've always had a real good redwood market, and it's just been pretty much, when other pine and Douglas fir species come and go, the market come and go, redwood has always been good. Well, here within the last month, we got a new head of the forestry, fire marshal, and she says that redwood siding and decking, you can't use it anymore because it don't meet the fire retardant codes. I don't know how that's actually going to play out, but that is potentially one of the biggest things bad that's happened to this county in recent history. I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know what kind of an impact. That wasn't a law. That was a decision when one new person in state government just decided that we never had no chance to lobby against the bill or have our state representatives talk about it or anything. It was just one day she got up and says, this is my new regulation, and it went into effect statewide. It may not affect LA, but it's devastating to Mendocino County. It's really funny to go around Mendocino County. Most of your oldest buildings, they have redwood siding on it. They're still there. So if they're so bad for the fires, why are they the oldest buildings in the county? And that brings me to my last point, Mr. Chairman. You listed the 5 counties up here. Maybe want to include in a couple more. And I'm not much for hiring consultants and doing studies, but I think this is one study that needs to be done. I think we need to do an economic analysis. How is it these 5 or 6 or 7 counties split away from the state of California, if we could survive? I would be willing to take money out of wherever it is in our budget to go in and do a study on that, because I think it's time the conversation has to start. If nothing else, make the state realize that what they're doing to these little counties is devastating. And it's kind of like in a partnership. If you're in a partnership for years and you keep getting the short end of the stick, there's a point in time you say, you know what, for my own survival, I got to get out of this partnership. And I think we need to have a joint meeting with these counties and talk about doing some economic. I mean, I'm not one to just say let's fly out there and split off in the state. I don't even know the legal ramifications. I don't know, any of the issues pertaining to that. But I would certainly support partnering up with the other counties to fund the study to at least start the conversation. I think it's time. Actually, it's in these couple things that's happened this spring is kind of putting me over the top, and I just think that it's time that we need to look into that and see where it goes. But to just keep getting punched in the back of the head and say, well, I'll just take another hit, I think we're past that. And that was kind of my main reason for coming here this morning.
Thank you, Supervisor. Any additional comments, or shall I go back to Allison? Allison?
All right, so you want me to be between here and everybody going to lunch? I think this has been I'm not gonna just say thank you very much, although I'll get there really quickly. I think this has been a fascinating discussion and presentation, and I really wanna thank the three speakers for coming, because often we get bits and pieces of this story, but this is the first time I've seen a presentation that really strings the whole picture together and connects up the analysis of the economy with some local actions that counties can do and the impetus and the connection with the workforce. So I think it's been a good overview. Obviously, one doesn't have one discussion on this, it's an ongoing discussion. And what I'm gonna do in terms of follow-up is I did